Whitney. I'm gonna be doing a quick tutorial on how I do my everyday quick little going out look, I guess you can say, my natural look. So I just put this together real quick. Hope you guys like it. If you like it and you want to keep watching it, go ahead. If you don't, whatever, just, you know, just keep moving on. But go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you like it. So here we go. Alright, so after I've moisturized my skin, I go ahead and start off with Rimmel Stay Matte Mattifying Primer, just to help me out with keeping my T-zone a little oil controlled. Then I go ahead and go on with Benefit's Porefessional. I just apply that right there to my cheekbones, because where my pores are pretty, oof, trying to hide those, you know. So then I go ahead and go on with Smashbox 24-hour Photo Shadow Primer to help when my eyelids get oily, keep my eyeshadow staying in place, you know, especially during summertime. Then I go ahead and go on with Anastasia Brow Pencil and just shade it all in there. So then, because I like to have a little bit more defined brow at nighttime, I grabbed my MAC 266 brush, and then I grabbed my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade and Medium Brown, and I just filled it in on the outside, just to make them a little bit more defined. So then, to help me sculpt out my brows a little bit better, I grab Anastasia's number 20 brush with a little bit of my Studio Finish concealer from MAC, and I just use that to define my brows and really get them all nice and cleaned up if I messed up anything. So then I go ahead and grab my Morphe M333 brush, and then typically I like to use this brush for like when I use a shadow for like an all over color. So usually I'll grab this one, and then right here I went ahead and used China White from Jeffree Star's Beauty Killer palette. Absolutely love this color because it's so pigmented and just the perfect color for like a base for me. So I'll just dip in there a couple times and then just dab it in there all over. Usually I don't really care how messy I get, and then I'll just clean it up. Then right here I went ahead and used my Morphe M513, and then I dipped into my Makeup Geek GeekXMannyMUA palette. And the first shade I typically like to use, I use it on my outside corner. I use Beaches and Cream. It's a pretty nice little subtle color to use for a blending shadow. Then after that, with the same brush, I went back into my Beauty Killer palette and I used Courtney. And then I went back in with the same brush and used Sora. And then just used it on the outside corners. And then I started using a little bit of the Cosmopolitan. And typically just went back and forth with both of them and just adding a little bit more definition with those two colors. And then I dipped into my No Me Queda Más from Selena collection with MAC. use that on the outside corner, make it a little bit more of a little subtle smoky eye type color with the same brush also. Then I go ahead and grab my Jeffree Star highlighter, and I usually like to put this inside the inner corner of my eyes with this Tarte flat brush. I actually don't know the name for it. It actually came in a little kit I got a while back. So I usually like to dab that in a little corner and make my eyes a little bit brighter, especially if I'm going out at night. So I like to grab that big old fluffy brush and I take off any excess powder that fell off, which actually wasn't a lot. So then the color corrector I actually like to use is from Naked. And I just dab it and use a damp beauty blender to blend that in there. Then right here I typically like to use two different types of foundations. The Estee Lauder one I like to focus more in the middle, my T-zone, just because I get pretty oily there. So I like to add that there. And I usually use a beauty blender so it doesn't get too cakey around my face, because oily skin, cakey face, that's not fun. Then typically I like to go in, I'll go in one layer, and then if I feel like I need to retouch it, I'll go in again and just dab it in there, the center, all that T-zone. Then once I'm done with that, I'll typically go in with my Nars one on the outside of my face, just because it's a little bit drier on that side. So it usually helps out with that. Mixed skin, so you have to experiment with different types of foundation, see which one fits yours better. And then I'll go down to my neck a little bit too, just because we don't want to seem like we're not matching with our neck. Then I'll go in with my photofocus concealer from Wet n Wild and then just put that under my under eyes. And then the shade that I'm using, it's light medium. Just help me brighten up my under eyes, because when you work nights, this is a struggle. You always have some dark circles under there. And I'll use a damp beauty blender to blend them in. And then once I'm done with that, and I'll let it set a little bit, I'll go in with my Airspun translucent powder and then just let it bake away. And then while that's all going on, I like to grab this Morphe brush. I'm not sure the name, but I'll check it out and put it down in the description box. And I like to dip into Beaches and Cream and use it to highlight for my brow bone. Then while that's all done, I like to go back in with this big old fluffy brush from Real Techniques and dip into a little bit of my Rimmel Stay Matte translucent powder, and I just dip into it a little bit and put it all over my face, just because I get super oily skin during the summertime. And once that's all set, I like to go back in with my Lorac brush and a contour palette, and then I like to contour and sculpt out my nose with that. And then cover up that double chin, because summer. And then I'll go back in with my MAC 135 brush, I believe. I'll double check that. And then I like to dip into the Techano Cumbia matte powder blush. And I like to use that to sculpt out my cheeks, give it a little bit of more definition, contour look right there going on, all that fun stuff. And then again, I'll go back in with a fluffy brush just to help blend it in a little bit better. Then the brush I like to grab, it's from Morphe. It's actually Morphe's M501. And I absolutely love using this one to use it to highlight to apply my highlighter. And the highlighter I'm using right here, again, it's Skin Frost by Jeffree Star in Eclipse. I'm absolutely obsessed with this one. I use it like almost all the time. It's like so it lasts forever. Then when that's all done, I like to grab the all-nighter by Urban Decay and spray it all over my face right before I apply my mascara. And then the mascara I'm using right here is Voluminous Original by L'Oreal. And the reason I like to apply my setting spray before, just because my eyelashes are super curly, so I don't know why. Every time I spray it on after I apply my mascara, they always get in my eyelids or like under my eyes, and I'm just like, what happened here? So then I like to go in with my Morphe M322 brush, and I like to dip into Sora and Cosmopolitan. And I like to put that under and just blend away with that. Then I like to go in with my Lily Lashes in Miami, and I like to use the Duo Glue. And then I actually messed up, and I put the wrong lash on the wrong eye at first. So you see me flip-flop with them in a little bit. Then one of my little things that I love using to adjust my eyelashes, I like to use tweezers. I like to use the inside of the tweezer and the outside of it to really press it down. And it's helped me out, makes it easier for me to apply them. Then just apply a little bit more mascara under the eye just so they look a little bit more like my lashes. Then what I grabbed was the white eyeliner from Ulta. I just put it under my eyes to make my eyes a little bit bigger. And then I went in with my Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in the color Bombshell. One of my favorite colors. And then once I finished that, I went ahead and went out and straightened out my hair. I did that off camera. Alright, so here's the final look. I added a couple little bobby pins here because it's hot and I was like, I don't want it in my face. So if you have any questions, if you like what you see, go ahead, leave me some comments, hit the subscribe button. I know I'm like really awkward right now. It's the first time ever I do a video. So if you like it, let me know. So I'll keep doing them. If not, oh well.